There are many secrets and mysteries behind the development of Destiny. A lot of things were cut from the game or reworked throughout the history of the franchise, and today we're going to take a look at some crazy facts and secrets you might not have known about Destiny 1 and Destiny 2. The story of this first secret begins with something you might already know a little bit about, but then things will quickly domino from there into some really mind-blowing stuff that I'd bet a lot of you don't know about. So you may already know a little bit about how the European Dead Zone in Destiny 2 was originally meant to be launched with Destiny 1 in 2014 alongside the Cosmodrome. This explains why in Destiny 2 the European Dead Zone is the biggest patrol space in the game and the most fleshed out. After pushing it back from vanilla Destiny's release, their next plan was to actually release it for Taken King, not Destiny 2. See, Taken King originally was supposed to include the European Dead Zone as well as the icy moon Europa, but Bungie would then again push back the European Dead Zone for the release of Destiny 2, and now it's speculated we will see Europa in Destiny 3. So because the European Dead Zone and Europa were no longer set to release for the Taken King, Bungie would push back another area from vanilla Destiny's launch and use it for the Taken King's launch. That area was the Dreadnought. In the original 2013 version of Destiny, the Dreadnought was a major location during the campaign. In the original story, our characters would travel to the Dreadnought towards the latter half of the game, but now it was going to be a focus for an entire expansion. But Bungie actually planned to release another area for the Taken King alongside the release of the Dreadnought. It was a new area on Mars, known as the Pyramidion. But Bungie would then again cut this area from the game and would give it to High Moon Studios, who would make some changes for it to release in Destiny 2. Today we now know that area as Io. This is further proven by Destiny 1's PvP map Crossroads that takes place on the Lost Oasis on Mars. You can clearly see the Pyramidion in the background of the map, and it lines up perfectly with this area on Io. And if we pull out our ghost on Io in this area, we see that it's uncoincidentally named the Lost Oasis. Besides the Dreadnought and the European Dead Zone, there were quite a few other zones that still haven't found their way into the game. One of those being Europa. The list of areas that didn't make their way into the launch of Destiny 1 were the European Dead Zone, the Swamps of Old Chicago, Mercury, ships in the Rings of Saturn, aka the Dreadnought, the Moon's Hellmouth, the Depths of the Reef, and even the giant pyramid ships were all meant to be in Destiny 1 at launch. Most of these places came later as DLC, like Mercury and the Reef, and just recently, 5 years later, in Shadowkeep with the pyramids actually in-game and the ability to go inside one of them.
The light stood by and did nothing, and a great disaster ensued. In light, there is only death.
We're still waiting on the Swamps of Old Chicago and Europa though. But let's move on to some Destiny 2 secrets now. Let's first talk about this company right here called Prologue Films. This company apparently helped Bungie in developing Destiny's CGI cutscenes. Some of the cutscenes, like the ones from the Taken King and the House of Wolves, are incredible, and these guys are to thank for that. Back in August of 2016, just a month before the release of Rise of Iron, the company released a montage of Destiny cutscenes they worked on for the expansions, which showed a lot of cutscenes we were all familiar with. But about halfway through the video, we got a clip of something we had never seen at all. And tell me this doesn't look familiar now.
We say that the Black Garden is the birthplace of the Vex. But it was not the beginning. It was the reason. The life in the garden called out a question. The Vex are the answer. They will do.
Yep, that's the cutscene Bungie used for the recent Season of the Undying trailer. When this clip of the Vex cutscene was finally noticed by members of the community, Activision and Bungie took the video down immediately, letting us all know right away that this was definitely something. And it turns out they had been sitting on this cutscene for over 3 years before we'd finally see it for Season of the Undying. Which leads us to believe that this cutscene was originally intended for the Vex Void expansion that was cut from Destiny 1. If you're an OG Destiny player, then you might remember this leaked image showcasing all the DLCs and expansions in this kind of roadmap they had. Here we can see the Dark Below, House of Wolves, Comet Plague of Darkness, which was the code name for the Taken King, and then 2 more expansions set to release after Taken King, Vex Void and Forge of Gods. Obviously, these two final expansions never released and were thought to be used for Destiny 2. Admittedly, Forge of Gods does sound a bit similar to what we got with Warmind, and of course, Vex Void might have dealt with similar story elements we saw during the Season of Undying. I mean, they were able to use the same CGI cutscene after all. I don't know about you, but I would have loved to know the original plans for these DLCs though, and see how they would have played out in Destiny 1. During Bungie's reveal event prior to the release of Destiny 2, a guided game's Nightfall screen was shown very briefly. If we read the description of the Nightfall activity, we can see that it actually references Siva. Siva corrupted Fallen have made their nest inside a crashed ship. We cannot allow Siva to gain a foothold here. So it appears they originally intended Exodus Crash to be a Siva-themed strike before Destiny 2's launch, which honestly probably would have been much more interesting than what we got. Exodus Crash went on to be one of the most unpopular strikes both in story and gameplay, but Siva being a part of it would definitely have made it more intriguing. Further proving that Siva was meant to be in the game at launch, if you stand near Failsafe, she will eventually talk about something called Project Siva.
Accessing node 9875A. File header, Siva project. Files locked behind Epsilon Theta encryption, A, D, and G. No decryption schema found.
Your ghost references Siva in one of the scannables on Nessus.
For a second, I thought there was some kind of Siva outbreak on Nessus. That would be bad on so many levels. How about we never see that stuff again?
And outside of the game in the Cage 6 comic book, there's even a Siva captain chilling inside of Spider's bar. Bungie has been hinting at Siva a lot recently, and there are many leaks showing its return in Destiny 2. Maybe they will bring it to Nessus and tie it in with the Exodus Black crashed ship. That would be something many players speculated would happen before Destiny 2's launch, and would be a welcome reintroduction to the Siva storyline in Destiny. There have also been a few unconfirmed whisperings that the Black Garden was supposed to be a playable patrol area in Destiny 2 at launch, but it was then cut. Recently, we've spent a lot of time inside the Black Garden with Season of the Undying and the Garden of Salvation raid, but still haven't seen it as a patrol zone quite yet. I always thought it would have been really cool if the Black Garden was an endgame patrol zone similar to the Dreaming City being an endgame patrol zone in Forsaken, so maybe one day we will see it, maybe even in Destiny 3. But go ahead and click on the video on screen for more dev secrets about how originally Kingsfall and Crota's End used to be one mega raid. There's some real cool information in that video, so be sure to check it out. Thanks for watching this one though, guys. Subscribe for more, leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it, and I will see you guys next time.